Did see that Dr. Umar was on another podcast called the Danza Project. All right. I was wondering if I was even going to review that because I saw they had it broken up, and I'm not going to be going into all these videos. But I saw that they have a part one where I can actually see what he's saying, and I watched just the beginning, like 30 seconds of it, where I see the host is actually apologizing to Umar. So let's click into this, y'all. I don't know why he would be apologizing to Umar. Let's go. We're going to go in the comment section too, but look at this first comment I see. It says, just for having him on, dislike. I don't understand how people can't see that Dr. Umar is a scammer. I guess this show, I really don't understand. It boggles my mind. It really confuses your boy, okay? But let's go out of this conversation. Listen, we going to return to that later. First, we need to go check out what Dr. Umar said. I'm sure he's going to give us some important information we never knew. Let's go.
Now, I went into a wild phase of podcasting, and I had a wild guest that kind of kept us a little bit on edge a lot. And my loyalty has always been like, oh, I'm with you. And I tried to get you to sit down with this gentleman on the show. And everything went left for a little bit because it was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen and this and that. And I apologize for trying to force that issue and trying to make that happen, because you clearly stated initially it's not something you were looking to do, and I shouldn't have been pushing it. And so for that, I would like to start this episode out with an apology.
No problem, bro. Appreciate it.
Wisdom, growth. And Dr. Umar is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Now, what's going on, Kato? How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm riding on a high, man.
Yeah.
Came back with a vengeance. Last few episodes have just been crazy.
Absolutely.
Topping it off with this and more to come.
Yeah.
We on a roll.
And this is one of them that I kind of been hiding when I speak to people. I'm like, oh, man,
So these seem to be Hispanic brothers, if I'm not mistaken. And the brother could be light skinned. I can't tell. It's hard for me to tell. We'll see. But he got a Bob Marley shirt on, and it seems to be already a person watches not understanding it will say, oh, man, it's pro-black. Dr. Umar Johnson, the number one worldwide known school psychologist, who's helped so many black boys, which he never can name even one of. I want you guys to remember that he never names even one of these black boys. That's something I'll start saying in one of my past videos, which I think I'm going to try to say every video. All these black boys that he's helped, name one, okay? But let's just continue, because I'm sure it's a lot of jewels that's going to come out of Dr. Umar's mouth.
We got a great episode. This episode is going to be phenomenal. So again, my name is Danza.
Hey, yo, Kato.
And this is the Danza Project, and we have Dr. Umar. Now, before we get into any type of conversation, I want to know where you're at.
Dr. Umar trying to prep his lies. Like, I'm ready. Get my lies ready. I get all these lies ready.
Because you're constantly working, and when I mean working, you're doing a lot more than most.
Yes, sir.
Right, it's not just the conversations that you're having on podcasts. It's the works that you're doing in the communities.
Right.
The conversations that you're having with the youth and with people in general.
Yes, I am going to stop this video, okay? If you don't wonder why I keep stopping. I'm going to play it, but I'm also going to stop it, okay? It's a commentary video. I got to do that. Or the video could be claimed by them or taken down. So, yeah, Dr. Umar's not... I'll say nodding his head. He's rocking his head, okay? He's nodding his head. In agreement that, of course, he does more than most. And I agree wholeheartedly with that comment. He does do more than most. His Oscar-worthy acting, all right? His lies and what he's doing in the black community. Mind you, I live in Philadelphia. I'm a community organizer in Philadelphia. Okay, I have 2 community groups in the city of Philadelphia. Never seen Dr. Umar on the streets, ever. I'm a public speaker here in Philadelphia, okay? Preacher here in Philadelphia. Never seen Dr. Umar, not even one time, on the streets, nowhere. But he's all over the community, supposedly. But these guys, I'm sure they don't live in Philadelphia, or if they do, if this is a Philadelphia podcast, which I highly doubt, if this is a Philadelphia podcast, they're not paying attention. Because I've never seen Dr. Umar nowhere. All right, I'm actually in the city that he says that he's from. Then he says that he's in. Because recently he said, yeah, I'm in the city. I thought he was in Delaware somewhere, but I guess maybe he's back in the city. Whatever the case may be, we don't see Dr. Umar nowhere. I can't, and I'm not saying this because I don't like Dr. Umar. I don't like what he's doing. I'm not against it personally, but I can tell you this in all truth. As a community organizer myself, I've never heard of any event that Dr. Umar has ever launched ever in the city to help people. Okay, I've heard Dr. Umar at times appearing to speak, but I've never heard of him like having a big food drive in Philly or anything like that at all. Okay. So from a person living in the city, I'm telling you, And it's not that, like, if he had it, I would say, look, he had it. Okay, I'm not trying to hate him in that way. I'm just saying I've never heard of anything like that, and I'm the kind of person I pay attention to stuff like that. Okay, but let's go.
Where are you at mentally right now? How do you feel?
I guess for me, the one thing that I just want to finalize is the renovations on the FDMG Academy. You know, we've been almost done for so long, and now we're at the floors, but I'm still scared to say we done, because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So, you know, I ain't been saying nothing. My thing is, when it's
Stop him right there. Okay, I'm gonna let him talk a little longer. Okay, a little more before I not stop too much. But I gotta say this: Dr. Umar is a smart liar. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. He's a smart, intelligent liar. He knows, and also I want you guys to know this: Dr. Umar watches our videos. I don't know if he watches my videos specifically, but all the time you hear Dr. Umar saying, "People have sent me videos." No, you watching those videos, Umar. People ain't sending you nothing. You watching them videos, okay? And that's why when he comes on these podcasts, he's addressing the things that the people who we call the YouTube and struggle streamers, the people that are like you and maybe like me, and maybe like you, if you do the same thing, where we go out and we try to tell folks, look, okay, this man is a liar and a scammer, and he's not benefiting the black community or any community at all. All he's doing is he's a taker, not a giver. Okay. Here, Dr. Umar immediately gets on the renovations because people have been saying, what's going on with the renovations? Okay, what's up with that? You put a video out where you're in the bathroom cleaning, deuces out with your bare hands, like you never cleaned a toilet a day in your life. Okay, which I did comment on my video. Make sure you scroll down on my channel, watch that. But I just said to say, he knows where we are. Okay, he act like he just come out the clouds, float out the Ifatune clouds with all the ancestors. You know what I mean? He came out from Harriet. I'm gonna leave you. Harriet, tell me I'm gonna leave you. I gotta leave. Frederick Douglass, I gotta leave you. I gotta come down back to earth for a quick moment to visit these YouTube and struggle streamers on this podcast and let them know what I'm doing. Okay. No, in actuality, Dr. Umar is sitting in the school or wherever he's at on his phone, sweating bullets as he watches people exposing behind. So now he's going to sit here and try to casually say, you know what, this is the lie that he does. This is why I call him a clever liar, okay? And a very skilled liar. And listen to what I'm saying, y'all. This is how Dr. Umar has deceived thousands of people. Okay, seriously, all jokes aside, this is how he's deceived thousands of people by making them befriend him, seemingly, okay? To make them, he's like, in their mind, he's like their uncle, okay? He's sitting there, he's looking down. Look at his body language. And I study body language a lot. Look at his body language, okay? He's sitting there looking calm, like, I'm just going through so much. Oh boy, your brother, I'm just going through so much. And I just got to laugh it off. His body language says a lot, okay? He's looking down. He's smiling like, I thank you guys for just giving me all of this adulation, all of this praise, because at the end of the day, I just got to laugh it off. I've been trying. This is what he's really saying. I've been trying, but at the end of the day, people just won't give brother a break. Don't give me a break. I'm trying my best. It's not easy to do these things, okay? And I had to say this because what he's doing is reprehensible, okay, to the black community. What he's saying is essentially this, and I got to say this, okay? People online don't say this a lot, as much as they should. Dr. Umar's scam, the reason why it's pushed and why it's successful and has been successful for so long, I should say, is because he essentially is sticking his finger in black people's eyes and saying, y'all don't know how to do anything. You guys are dumb Negroes, okay? As I stick my finger in your eye, you guys are dumb Negroes that don't understand how to build anything. So when you're looking at me saying, bro, it's taking you 15 years to build a school, how? And he'll stick his finger in your eye and say, you dumb Negro, which is what he actually calls us and more, okay? He'll say, y'all don't understand how to build anything. Y'all have never done this before, when actually a lot of people had done it before. Like with the one guy, which I'm not going to, where he was trying to explain this stuff to the guy, okay? The guy, Lord Jamar, and the guy he was trying to help him with, okay? To get him connected with. Dr. Umar sticks his fingers in our eyes and says, look, y'all don't know nothing about nothing. So essentially his scam has succeeded because he's called black people dumb. That's what I'm trying to say. And no one can debate me on it. It's a fact. Look at him, what he's been saying for years. Okay? It is only succeeded because he calls black people dumb. If he did not call us, because for people to follow him, they have to look at who he calls detractors, people like me and you, okay, and they have to look at us and say, wait a second, Dr. Umar, do they have a point there, don't they? And Dr. Umar would say, hold up now, those are dumb black niggas, Okay, I mean, just tell them that's who they are. Dumb black people, okay, that don't have common sense. Understand, I have the school, they don't. I have the property, they don't have the property. They don't understand this. Remember, black people are dumb. Remember, niggas are stupid. Remember, Negroes always complaining. So once again, in his scam succeeds because his dissonant existing with that character that he's portraying. It is saying black people are dumb. Okay, for him to continue with his scam, he cannot do that without attacking his own people. That's what I'm saying. As I said in one of my past videos, he's the greatest Uncle Tom of all. Okay, let's continue.
Done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club. And I text Charlamagne, I said, I'm not coming back up there one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me?
Yeah.
When we done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when we done, that's when I'll do it, man.
I think that Charlamagne hit him up and said, Dr. Umar, you doing a lot of controversy right now. We want you up here ASAP. And I heard a story that he was supposed to be up there soon, but I think Dr. Umar canceled. I don't think Dr. Umar will lie about this because Charlamagne could easily say he heard this and say Dr. Umar was lying. I don't think that he would lie with Charlamagne's name attached to his lie. Okay, so I believe that what he's saying is true. He did text Charlamagne. But the reason why he texted Charlamagne is because he knew that he couldn't be on that show and had Charlamagne ask him a bunch of questions. And what's the girl, Jess Hilarious, one of the people ask him questions that he himself really don't have an answer for. Okay, so he said, you know what, I'm going to just chill, wait till the lies kind of cool off a little bit. Let's continue.
We real close. When I fly back home tomorrow, I got to get to the school. They laying the floors now. And once that's done, we'll be applying for a certificate of occupancy. That's going to be interesting because the city has not been out.
Oh, so you got to wait for everything to get done to apply for this stuff. Okay, if that's what he's saying, okay. I don't know the law in that way, so maybe that's the case. So you need to wait for everything is perfect for you to apply for any kind of certificate. Let's continue.
And they tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed.
Why did you owe them then? For some frivolous expense that we should have not even owed. Why did you owe them then? That's like saying they try to repossess my car for some frivolous car payments that I shouldn't have even owed. You got a car, you got the payments. Why shouldn't you have owed it? You got two buildings, okay, that have bills that accrue over time. That's how buildings work. You shouldn't have owed them. Then why did you go for those buildings? Okay, but a person looking at Dr. Umar's attitude and how chill he seems to be, which is nothing more than an act, they wouldn't notice that. They would just, especially if you don't know what really happened. You would look at them like, oh, he's just a cool guy. All them YouTube and struggles, all them haters, they just want to hit on a black man. I'm a black man, okay? And I do all I can to support black men. You trust me, all right? But I also will stand against a black man that is a con artist and a scam artist, and it makes us look bad. I will do that all day, every day, okay? Because that's what I was born for. I was born to stand against evil, stand against the devil, and stand for God, all right? And I pray that you would do the exact same thing. All right. Dr. Umar needs to stop this. This scam needs to end. Okay. When will that day come? Hopefully soon as possible. Let's continue.
So I'm going to stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection because, they can nitpick you to death on that.
Absolutely.
So when people say when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says, but I'm hoping after all
No, it is in your hands. Connect with people that have schools. Remember when he told Lord Jamar, he said, I got people that have schools. I don't need your help. When Lord Jamar said, look, my uncle or my father-in-law, somebody, he said, essentially, look, they got a school, okay? And they can help you out and tell you what to do and give you advice. He said, I don't need no advice. He said, but Dr. Umar, why would you need advice? You're an educator. This man actually made a school. There are people that he connect with. And he said, I don't care. I don't need none of that. Now you need all of that. And you're sitting there, and that's why you're saying, I don't even know if we'll pass the inspection. You need to get people around you. Of course, it's all a lie. He doesn't want people around him. I'm just saying, but this is an example, okay? Of course, he doesn't want none of this, all right? Because all this is a scam. Get people around you that actually have done it before, all right? It's not that hard. People are putting up buildings every single day. Here in Philadelphia, they dropping buildings down like literal Lego blocks from cranes on top of each other. Just dropping stuff, putting whole buildings up in like a month, okay? Whole apartment buildings up in a month, just building all in the city, okay? So if they can do that past inspection, why can't you with two small buildings in Wilmington, Delaware? Come on now, stop playing.
And through they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just pass him. You know, but that hasn't been the experience. Like everything we've been through with the city has been a fight. You know, even to get a permit for the festival, they ain't want to give us that. You know, so it's really been a tug of war with them. I'm just hoping that we don't have to have a protest. I'm hoping we don't have to take them to court for discrimination. I mean, the bureaucracy is mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. You know, so I'm just, you know, I'm gonna just put it.
Ask him a question. How is it discrimination, Umar? You didn't pay your bills. They came after you behind. How is that discrimination on race? Now, if he's gonna lie right to our faces saying discrimination on race with no explanation, okay, then what other lies has he told when it comes to race and all the other things that he said in the past years? Okay, he said a lot of lies. All right, which is why everything that he says, every tip that you have, any book that you have of his, throw it out and forget it. Let's continue.
The Lord hands and see, but we knocking on the finish.
Now he calling on God. Let's go back.
Mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. You know, so I'm just, you know, I'm gonna just put it in the Lord hands and see. But we not.
What Lord you talking about, Umar? What Lord you talking about? Was he just in the last video saying that you went to a lady house? This is all a lie that he said. Some elaborate lie that he's a hilarious lie that he said, which I was almost falling over laughing listening to. Where he said I was in a sister house. I was in a sister house just the other day. And I looked up in the house, and mind you, why would a sister have this in her house if she was a Umar supporter? But that's neither here nor there. But he said, yeah, I was in the sister house, and you know, I was eating food at the table, and she made some good old food. And I looked up and I saw a picture of her. Can you believe what I saw? What did you see, Dr. Umar? I saw a picture of a big old white Jesus on the wall. This is literally what this man said. It was a picture of a big old literal white Jesus on the wall. And I told that sister, I said, you really expect the Dr. Umar Johnson with all my accreditations? Do you expect me to sit here and eat your delicious food with that white Jesus on the wall? And so then I think somebody asked him, there was the young guy who, in the interview which I just reviewed, he said, did you tell her to take, he said, did you pull it down? He said, no, I told her to take it down, you daggone coon. I said to myself, these dudes' lies have gotten out of hand. Then he said, he literally said this after that. He said, after I left, she put it back on up. How did you know that? Did you call her? Hey, sister Cheryl. Hi, Dr. Umar. What did you do with that white Jesus that I just told you to pull down? I put it right back on up, Dr. Umar. You know I'm a Dr. Umar supporter, and I love you so much, and I love everything you say. That's why I put the sign back up. Oh, God, I was trying to figure that out. Thank you. Click. Come on now. Just elaborate lies. Just lying like this, saying any kind of lie. I don't know how I even got on this, okay, y'all? Because Dr. Umar just had me laughing so much. It had me so confused about the lies that he's telling. All right, let me go back 10 seconds so I can remember why I brought that up.
Mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. You know, so I'm just, you know, I'm gonna just put it in the Lord's hands and see. But we.
Oh, that's right, because he said in the Lord's hands, right? Because he was, he oftentimes takes Christians, and even with that thing with the white Jesus thing, okay, and it's making light of Christians. He also was doing that in that interview. But then he gonna say, oh, now I need to put it in the Lord's hands. So this man, literally a witch doctor, carries around animal insides, animal entrails with him at all times, which two people online literally said they witnessed. Okay, one of them being the director of a movie that he was in, a lady named, her last name is Lorian. I can't remember her first name, but her last name is Lorian. Okay, and this woman literally said that I saw the entrails in his bag. All right, so come on now. But now I need to put it in the Lord's hands. This is the same guy that said he would literally curse, put hexes and curse people that were speaking against him online. Come on, buddy.
Knocking on the finish line, so if all goes well, we should be able to apply for the inspection before the end of the year.
And this is something that most people don't understand in general. Just starting a business is tough, right? And then when you're doing something in the community, it's going to be a lot tougher. When you're dealing with that much square footage, they could find something wrong anyway.
See what I'm saying? Am I wrong? Am I right? That's how this scam has continued for years. It's by him saying y'all are dumb, y'all don't understand how this stuff really works. Y'all just a bunch of broke people working regular jobs. I'm the real big papa here, getting the big money and doing big things.
Oh, well, in this corner here.
Yeah,
But a lot of
yeah.
people that have never started a business,
Yes.
you know, have never gotten any type of education, what it's
Nope.
like. They have no
Never
idea.
opened a school, never ran a school, but they're experts in our school.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't.
So essentially, you ran the Latinos to talk against black folk. That's basically the end of this video. Okay, I'm gonna keep on playing, but that's basically I'm gonna let this play. But at the end of the day, that's what this video is. That's the gist of this video. I'm gonna run to the Latinos. Okay, I love Latinos, love Puerto Rico, all of them. Okay, but I'm saying this is he ran to Latinos to in a sideways manner give an FU to his own people. That's what you're doing now, Dr. Umar. That's what you're doing. Let's hit play.
I don't get into it, but I hear a lot of it because my supporters send me the clips, and I've heard ridiculous things. I heard people say you can get an HVAC for $5,000. That's a $50,000 unit up there, and that was the cheap one. You feel me? Yeah. This is not a house. This is a school. You're not getting no HVAC for no $5,000. You know what I mean?
Okay, $50,000. Okay. Well, let's see. Dr. Umar said he collected over $1 million out of his own mouth. If you actually look at how much money Dr. Umar was bringing in, if you actually add it up, which is almost impossible to figure out the exact numbers, but if you add up, if you look at how he was traveling over at least 10 years, collecting money, okay? And he was collecting big money, but collected big money, excuse me. Also, he had money coming in from streaming. I mean, not streaming, excuse me, from going live, from being on Instagram, from being on YouTube, all these other things. Though I think he was kicked off of YouTube, but whatever it used to be, all these that he was on, he was making bank. All right, I'm a small YouTuber. Even I make money from YouTube. Okay, I'm a small YouTuber. This dude is big time, as he gloats about often how he gloats and says, you know, I'm the big King Kong, all that kind of stuff. Okay, he's making a lot of money. He made into the millions of dollars from donors and people giving money to him. And if you're gonna travel and speak and make money, you know, all power to you. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is that he made a lot of he's brought out a lot of money. He's had a lot of money pass through his black hands. Okay, this is the truth. All right. But with 400 grand out of the millions that he has gotten, okay, that he's got, 400 grand went to buying that school, supposedly. All right, that he said, and which can be seen online. All right, former school. Now a building that was a former school. He didn't make it into a school. It was a former school. Okay. I say that if he bought two buildings and he said I'm going to convert them into schools, they would be just two buildings right now. There'll be no school element to them because he's done nothing to the school except for paint a rock and do that little stuff. I'm just telling you guys the truth here. All right. But at the end of the day, with 50 grand or even 100 grand out of millions of dollars, that's the point I'm trying to make here. Okay. 50 grand, 100 grand, 150 grand. What's that to millions of dollars that pass through your black hands? You see what I'm saying? Why is that not already done? And why are you bringing up some type of a debate over such a small thing? Why aren't you answering the questions? But he doesn't need to answer questions because what he does, he goes on a podcast where he says, look, y'all, I don't want y'all to ask me X, Y, Z. Are you guys going to be friendly to me? Okay. I wonder if at the end of the day, these people are getting paid by, I don't think Dr. Umar has money, but I guess they're paying him to come on these shows, okay, at the end of the day, because he's controversial. And because he has so many detractors, as he says, people that are holding him up to justice, essentially like me, people are going to look at their podcast like I'm doing right now and bring them views, and they'll get paid back what they gave him that way. Okay, so I guess that's how the whole thing is working out. All right, it's a shame. But I will say this though, I thank God there are not a lot of black people that are putting him on like there used to be. A lot of black people have wised up to what he's doing. Okay, well there are still people that do that. But let's continue.
Utility that we had the $50,000 unit up there, and that was the cheap one. You feel me? Yeah. This is not a house. This is a school. You're not getting no HVAC for no $5,000. You know what I mean? Every utility that we had repaired, plumbing, HVAC, electric, every one cost us well over $100,000. Nothing was under $100K for repair. So when I hear people say he could have got this done for $5,000, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother level. But my thing is, if you never did it, why are you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why are you speaking on it? See, that's my thing. I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do work. Now, if you doing the work.
Good point, Dr. Umar. I'm a person that does work. In this city of Philadelphia, the city that you come from, I've been on the street since 2010. Okay, praying for folks, preaching the word. I had 2 community groups, helping people with L&I issues, helping people with a variety of issues in the city. Okay, working with black people, white people, people of all different kind of beliefs. I'm working with all of them. Okay, people know me in this city. Okay, Dr. Umar. But do they know you? No, they do not. They do not. Okay, Dr. Umar likes to say, only people that criticize me are people that aren't doing anything. I'm a person that's actually doing things in his city. And I've never seen Dr. Umar not even one time. Not even one time. All right. I've dealt with all kind of people throwing drinks in my face. Okay. All kind of criticism. One time I was outside doing my ministry work, and I saw a homeless woman getting beat up, and someone had literally a piece of wood almost as big as the cross that Jesus was on. I don't know where he got this piece of wood from, and they were some teenagers were trying to beat her with this piece of wood. I had to come and stop them, and he hit me with the wood in my face, and then knocked my teeth out. Okay, I done dealt with all kind of stuff in the city. Dr. Umar was nowhere to be seen. No, he's nowhere to be found. I give you guys 10 hours of stories of things that I done seen on these streets, okay? From people trying to shoot me, for being in gang areas, all kind of stuff. Never seen Dr. Umar anywhere. Never seen Buddy anywhere. Been in the worst drug areas, Kensington, all kind of places. For days, for being in all kind of places, doing all kind of work. Okay, I'm not trying to glue. I'm just saying I'm saying this stuff because Dr. Umar is saying the people that come against me don't do anything. So that's why I'm saying this stuff. Okay, I'm not trying to glue, but I had to say it to explain. I do stuff. I've been doing stuff for a long time. Okay, and you never see Dr. Umar anywhere. I have friends that are doctors. Okay, that are not online. Okay, friends that I work with, all kind of people that have all kind of degrees that have doctors just like Dr. Umar. They have doctor next to their name just like Dr. Umar. Okay, I have a friend. One from, I'm not going to name his name, but he was in Kensington. Now, if you know what Kensington is, it's one of the worst, I think it's actually the worst heroin or drug area in the entire country, okay, here in Philadelphia. It's like, they call it like zombie land. It's a place that's run down like you would not believe. Even though Philadelphia's not the biggest city in the country, that area is the worst drug area, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, that guy, he had an office there. My friend had an office there. We've done all kind of work in that area for years. Somebody many years. Never seen Dr. Umar anywhere. Been in West Philly, all kind of places, doing all kind of work, community work, because our community group is really based in West Philadelphia. Never seen Dr. Umar anywhere. Dr. Umar is from North Philadelphia, okay, which is a more rough area. Kensington is actually part of North Philadelphia. Those on another side of North Philadelphia, not from where he's from, okay. Never seen Dr. Umar anywhere. So we can sit here and come on these podcasts and smirk and laugh and look all cool, and people that don't understand the city, or people that don't understand from other places, they think, oh, Dr. Umar, he's such a great speaker. No, he's a liar. He's a scammer. Okay? And I'm not saying I don't like the guy. I'm saying because it's the truth. This man is nothing but a scammer. And if you're a college kid or young and you like how he speaks, that's one thing. But he's nothing more than, and it sounds old to say, as I understand this, but he's nothing more than a slickster. Okay? He has a slick, smooth tongue, and he uses it to get under women's dresses. Okay, he uses it, as a lot of fellas know how to do. Okay, they use their tongue to get with women, all kind of stuff, to get with them, sleep with them, and to bounce. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm innocent of all these things. I'm just saying at the end of the day, he's nothing more than that, doing it still to this very day. But also, he does the exact same thing on the education side. All right, that's all that it is. All right. He takes the smooth tongue from women, and he still uses it, but he mixes it with the education. Just like some guys, they'll have other things, and they'll say, oh yeah, like for example with the casting couch thing. People will say, oh, I want to get you in this, and then get you movies and this and that. And then a person will come and they'll say, oh, I need you to do this sexual act, whatever the case may be. He does the same thing, just with education.
You say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it. We're being questioned and criticized by people who do nothing. And that's why I'm so tight-lipped on it, because I'm like, I don't owe you no answers. On top of the fact you never donated, on top of the fact you never drove by there and picked up a piece of trash, you questioning something.
Why would somebody donate to something they know is a scam, Dr. Umar? Where's the answer? He never has one. He never has one. Let's continue.
That you don't support financially, you questioning something that you've never been a part of in your entire life. You've never been a part of anything that progressive as building an institution. So why are you expecting me to be accountable to you?
And so how do you keep it together? Back to that mental health thing. Like, how do you feel?
I'm going to be honest with you. The haters, the struggle streamers, they really helped toughen me up to the criticism, because we've been dealing with it from the first day we took a donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April of 2020. 14 when the St. Paul's College in Virginia went up for sale, because that's what we wanted. We wanted that HBCU, but they wanted $2 million and we couldn't raise it in time, so they sold it to the Asians, who currently.
Now I'm gonna start fast forwarding through this video. I want this video to be an hour and a half like my last one was. So I'm gonna start fast forwarding through this, y'all. Listen to this mess.
The strict stipulations that are required for you to work on a project there. You know, if that same school was in Detroit, Chicago, Philly, we'd be done already. Only because you got so many plumbers, you got so many HVAC, you got so many electric. You could go through 30 of them until you hit the right one. But you in the second smallest state, only a handful of black folks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Contractors that you can really, go to. And everybody we used came highly recommended, by the way. We didn't just grab.
Do you know that Delaware, Wilmington is in Delaware, if you don't know that, okay? It's only about an hour or so from Philadelphia. All right. When I had a furniture business a few years ago, I used to go to Delaware every single week, almost every single week. All right. Just an hour drive, shoot up there, come back, shoot up there, come back, shoot up there, come back. All right. And he's sitting there and say, oh, I couldn't. Do you know that you could get a plumber and just drive them up there? They could drive up there themselves. They will drive to another state. Okay. Plumber goes, I can only stay right here. It's like he thinks he's talking to children. And in a way, I guess he is, because I guess the people that follow him, if they're following him still, okay, I'm talking people who've been following him for a while, all right, then maybe that's how they think. I don't know. It's hard for me to understand how anyone could believe what he says. You know what I mean? If you know the facts around him. That's just obvious. Like, come on now. How stupid do you think people are?
These were people say, get him, get them. We got the people we were told to get, and they still didn't do us
but
right.
When the pool is so small, and the competition isn't great, it's tough,
And we ran into situations where sometimes, if I don't take the plumber, the electrician say I can't take the job. You feel me? Because that's my man.
Right.
So since you're not taking him, I can't do it. I'm like, damn. What that got to do with you? I need this.
He's the victim, playing the victim card. And I don't like saying card a lot when it's things like period. People, you playing race card, whatever. It really is a race thing. But in this is, he's playing the victim card. And he's been playing it for a long time.
I mean, so it was a lot of that where I like the electrician, don't like the plumber. I like the HVAC guy, don't like the electrician. So, it's networks.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with a really small city, and you are outsider coming from Philly. I had to deal with some of that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because even though I get a lot of love in Wilmington and a lot of love across Delaware, you still got them people say, we don't need him here. You know what I mean? We don't need no big city dude coming down here. We can handle our own business. But I'm not here for you. I'm here for the kids. You know what I mean? Because people say, why did you choose Wilmington? And I like Wilmington. I love the energy there. I really do. But people say, why did you choose Wilmington? I didn't choose Wilmington. I chose the school that was in Wilmington. In other words, we wasn't shopping for cities. We shopping for building. That's very real.
It's very interesting how you mentioned about the contracting.
Yeah.
Right? Because, people could say whatever the hell they want. When you go into that, it's tough. I got a lot of friends that are into real estate. Mm-hmm. And I'm from a city, Buffalo, New York. It's another small city similar to the way Detroit operates.
Yes, sir.
And, they'll get contractors. They'll get it all set up. And the job is done terribly.
Yep.
And it's just war.
Yep.
It's just like, okay, well, what do I do about this? Now we gotta rip it out.
Yep.
It's just a thing that most people don't have a clue about.
They have no clue about it. And then when somebody don't finish their work, so let's say
wait a minute, Dr. Umar. You're not with that blade game, but anyway, you wait a minute, Dr. Umar. You ain't doing this stuff all by yourself, okay? What you mean? You ain't doing this stuff all by yourself, Dr. Umar. You got a team. You always saying we. I'm starting to think my man Fred. She say we so much, okay? So you saying we all the time. But when it comes to see how it just changes whatever is comfortable for him. But whenever it's, I need to get a plumber or something else or something that's important, then I was just on an island by myself, just trying to figure out how I was going to get things done. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was scratching my Dr. Umar E for 2 in their head saying, oh my goodness, how am I going to figure, how's we going to get the plumbers? How we going to get these plumbers? People send, and the reality is this, people were calling Dr. Umar, plumbers was hitting them up, saying we will work for free, Dr. Umar, from all across the world, because Dr. Umar is a worldwide known person. He travels the world, and that is true. He's not lying, he does travel the world. And as people, you may say, well, it doesn't matter if he travels the world. someone in France can't be a plumber and come all the way to Wilmington and help him. They're going to do that. Yeah, but people in Philadelphia, people in Jersey, these are places right around Wilmington. Okay, even New York or wherever, all those areas. These are Pennsylvania is a big state. Okay, it takes like hours just to get from Philadelphia just to Pittsburgh. I think it takes like 6 or so hours or 8 hours just to get from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh. Both of us in the same state. Okay, so that's a lot of people, a lot of business in all of these areas. Okay, you got Jersey. Okay, and all of this. All right, and Dr. Umar is acting like he's just on an island all by himself and nobody can help him. But he's traveled to Jersey. He's traveled to New York. He's traveled most to PA. Okay, he's traveled these places. So do you mean to tell me that nobody wanted to help you? That you have never made a connect? You've never spoken at an event and met a plumber or met anybody that can call a plumber? Well, how about this? Have you never come online and said, I need a plumber, or somebody that knows a plumber? I need an electrician, or somebody that knows an electrician. This is what Dr. Umar has actually done before. But now he's acting like, oh, it's just so difficult. Come on now.
Electricians don't finish their work. You got to get another electrician to come behind. No contractor, what I saw, they never want to say the previous contractor did a good job. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, we got to do it over.
And he's tricking people because he's saying things that are true. It's just that, excuse me, some contractors will do this. Some plumbers will do fake, not fake, they'll do bad jobs. Okay. Like we've all experienced that before. Okay. You call somebody to do a job. Okay. I remember I've had people come to do jobs, to work on the ceiling or whatever the case may be, and they didn't do a great job. Remember one time, I recommended a guy at a place he used to work at a place I used to work at, and he was like he used to work for this school actually, and I recommended the guy, and he came to my mom's crib to do a job there, and he said I need you to buy all of these materials. She bought materials from Home Depot, and the guy paid her. She paid him some money, which I wish I had known. I would have told her not to do that. She bought the materials, paid him like $3 or whatever, and the guy never returned. All right, the guy just never returned. And then at the school where he was at, where I was working, he was like hard to find. All right, and I had to like get with the guy who told me, the principal, like, yo, you told me this guy was cool, XYZ. Okay, so yeah, anybody could come up, and I'm sure all you watch, you guys can have a similar story of something that happened where you dealt with somebody that maybe whether it was a mechanic or whoever. Okay, we've all dealt with different things. But Dr. Umar is sitting here and telling you a sad story about how maybe, possibly he was, scammed or whatever the case may be. That does not override the fact that you are scamming thousands of people. And you have scammed thousands of people out of not thousands of dollars, but millions of dollars. But what is he doing? He's telling you a sob story to take the mind that's not thinking on the highest level, on a proper level, which is looking and seeing that he's a scammer. He's trying to lead your mind away from that. Let's stop looking at all this evidence against me. Let's look over here instead. There's something more comfortable, okay? But wait, no, don't look in that direction. Let's close that door and let's go over here. That's what Dr. Umar does with his smooth speech, okay?
You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all can't build from where they slept. Nah, they didn't do that. Nobody was able to say we could pick up.
Okay, let's move on to something else now that he's talking about.
You can put up with any what? It's not a thing where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be building no school. You feel me? I don't have that.
No doubt.
I know I'm supposed to do it, so I got to deal with whatever comes with it. So number one, I know I'm doing the work I was born to do. That's number one. Number two, I've never cared about what people thought too much. You know what I mean? Like some people, they gotta be viewed positively by outsiders. I don't.
They want to be like.
I don't care.
That's a lie. Then this guy just paid a woman who made the movie about him 68 something grand. She came online. I think her name. I think her first name is Mary, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember for sure, but I believe her name is Mary Ann Lorian. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. And she basically said, "Look, Dr. Umar just paid me 68 grand. Okay, to not talk about him anymore, but regarding the things that happened behind the scenes with the movie that they made and all kind of stuff. Because she was saying he was acting a fool. It had people. He was so bad that women literally left the movie because of him. All stuff he was doing. Okay, shenanigans he was doing. He paid his lady 68 grand. Said came with a lawyer. Said, listen, sign this, take the money, don't talk about me anymore. So it seems like you care a whole lot about what people say. What about that video that ran? Which I'm not gonna pull up. I'm just gonna explain it real quick. Where Dr. Umar came online and he was naming people. Okay. who he wanted to get back at. He said, I'm gonna call my, he said, Goonie Goons, get him. His goons that he had all across the diaspora, as he says, okay? Goonie Goons from Chicago, from Philadelphia, Goonie Goons from Detroit, Oakland, California, Goonie Goons, get him. Okay, and he was naming all kind of names, went down a list of people, he was just naming people, okay? But he really don't, now he's saying, listen, I really don't even pay attention to them. Really, man, come on now.
What people think or what people say. And I believe my popularity had a lot to do with that too, because I'm just going to tell you the truth. I don't know if it's going to hurt your feelings. I don't know if you're going to like it. I don't know if you're going to love it, but I'm going to be honest. And I think people have grown to appreciate the honesty of my
I like how he accentuates words for no reason at all to make you feel like he's so smart. It's like somebody saying, let's go to the store. No, I'm going to go to the store, okay? Open the door. No, I'm going to open the door, okay? Okay. There's he can say anything, okay? He can say anything and make himself sound smart in that way, you know. I can't stand when these cameras on me all in my face. Look, when I see a camera, okay, when I see a camera facing me, all of my face, okay, when I see a camera, all of my face, that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. You know, a lot of y'all niggas understand that, okay? But it's supposed to be face, okay? Because you understand, when you go back to the etymology of the word, okay? When you go back to the dictionary of the word and all kinds of things, then you will understand what it means. But anyway, I'm just going to go back to what I'm saying, okay? When someone puts a camera in to my face, it makes me feel very comfortable, okay? I feel very comfortable, okay? He can just say anything, all right? People are like, wow, look at his knowledge. I mean, my goodness, this dude is just so smart. I need to sit here and send this man money. Thank God they cut off his Cash App. Thank God they cut off a lot of the other ways he made money. So now all he can do is just ask people to send him PayPal. A lot of people don't even have PayPal. So that's thank God for that.
Because I get people stop me in the airport all the time. I don't agree with everything you say, you know what I mean? But you're consistent. Whereas a lot of these other guys out here who claim to be into the conscious movement, they not consistent. They'll flip-flop. 1 minute they this, 1 minute they this, 1 minute they this, based on what gets the attention, what gets the money. I've never capitulated my position. You know what I mean?
There you go. I never capitulated. You should have said capitulated. Why didn't you say like that? You know what I mean? You could just put a little twist on. I never capitulated. You know what I mean? This man accentuated a little more. It stretched it out a little more, Dr. Umar. But that's the end of this video, y'all. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please hit the like button, okay? Please hit the like button. Helps your boy out so much. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm a YouTubian struggle streamer, as Dr. Umar says, okay? Look at my subscriber count on YouTube. I got about, what, 3 grand or something like that? You know what I mean? I don't have a lot. Like Dr. Umar, who got millions of followers on Instagram. True story. I'm not even lying. This is the truth. Check him out on Instagram to see more of his lies, okay? Don't check him out on Instagram if you really can, okay? Unless you're going to hit dislike or something. I don't know if you can do it on Instagram. But at the end of the day, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something from this video. If you know somebody that supports Dr. Umar, send this video to them. Maybe it may open up their eyes. Maybe it may cause them to not be deceived by another slickster scammer like Dr. Umar. That's why I make these videos to help young men and young women understand that there are personality types like him that just want to take your money and run. God bless. Peace.